Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of KHANTEHNT! We're back with another episode of Rental Girlfriend Kanojo Okarishimasu. But first, you should go to our Subscribestar page, subscribestar.com/KHANTEHNT, and pledge $10 to get our bonus episodes.
Once a month, talking about obscure OVAs, whereas we only talk about popular shit here on the KHANTEHNT channel, such as Kanojo Okarishimasu.
KHANTEHNT!
Music is right. Oh yeah. I got my dancing shoes on. Me and your girl. And me and your girl is booty shaking.
So, Rental Girlfriend. We finished the show. It was a rocky road. There were some actually decent moments, and then some moments that were so bad they were fun.
Yeah.
And some moments that were so bad they weren't fun.
True.
Throughout
It was a real roller coaster ride, as the kids say. Well, let's just start off, because a lot of things happen, but it is important to go through chronologically with these 4 episodes. Things do escalate significantly in like the stakes and the character interactions and what things are going on. So when we last left our heroes, our main character guy, Kazuya or whatever, he was in a blackmail relationship with Blue One, Ruka, and this episode, basically, Ruka just calls the question and is like, all right, I like you, we're dating, let's just do that for real. Your shit with Chizuru or whatever is literally fake. Let's do this. To that end, I'm willing to have sex with you right now.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to that place now. Cool.
Yeah, well, they don't have sex, which is not cool.
Because, we were talking about this. He's a young man, he's in college, he's 19, he's a virgin. The fact that when a girl's literally throwing herself at him, he wouldn't, like, jump at the chance. And, of course, he's got these complex emotions. None of that really matters. He says, I'm in love. He's not in love with anyone. Yeah. He's just a boy who wants to fuck. But I don't blame him for chickening out.
He's confused about who he wants to fuck, I guess.
Yeah. And he should just pick one and run, no matter who it is.
It's so frustrating, because, like, there's a scene later on where he goes on a date with this other rental girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's, like, agonizing over, like, oh, I wish I had a girlfriend so I could have sex with her. But it's like, there was a girl throwing herself on you 2 episodes ago.
It's funny he says that. At that very moment, he does have a girlfriend. The blue one. She is his literal girlfriend. Yeah. I know she's a trial girlfriend, so try out that pussy, my dude. Give it a try. What are you waiting for? She's literally down to fuck. But I understand. Some guys like to take it a little slower, and so that's how that gets resolved. How fun.
Watching this show, if I had watched this before, I would have only been really frustrated with him for the fact that he did not have sex with that girl. But watching it now, I'm also frustrated with her for being such a fucking just obnoxious slut, basically.
Well, I suppose. Because she is his boyfriend.
But this girl she has a way of just throwing herself onto people, like physically.
Yeah.
That is a kind of manipulation in and of itself. It's she does it in this way where she acts very like innocent, or like it's just like she's just being super earnest. But it's like she's going past people's boundaries. There's a part where she literally grabs Chizuru's boob out of nowhere.
I don't know why she did that. It didn't make any sense.
It seemed like, because of the fact that it looked like she was wearing a padded bra, just because
we noticed her tits looked bigger.
Normal,
yeah.
And it seemed consistent through the scene. So maybe she was grabbing her boob to confirm that there was a fake or like a pad.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, you like him or whatever, don't you? So like, I don't know, but she doesn't say anything like that. She doesn't say like, oh, confirmed, you're wearing it. Like, she just grabs her tit out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And like...
Was there a cut line there or something from the manga? I don't know.
It's just like, I guess, this is anime. I don't expect too much, but like the way relationships are portrayed in this show is like they're meant to be sort of realistic or taken seriously to some extent.
Kinda.
It's just like, I don't know. She just sexually assaults her, but nobody cares or does anything about it. And like, it's just the way that she's so clingy, so all over people without permission, And it's like she thinks because she's cute, she just can do that.
But that's just literally true in real life. She can get away with it. And I mean...
But it's annoying that she can get away with it.
Well, yeah, I agree. People aren't particularly threatened by her. But I mean, if we go back a couple episodes, remember when she was blackmailing the main character with the secret? That was kind of fucked up.
Just think about how much easier your life would be if you could just be hot and throw yourself at people and get what you want that way. That's her strategy. It's just literally like yell at you to do what she wants you to do, and if that doesn't work, then grab you physically and force you to be with her.
In slight defense of her, I think that for her legitimately, this isn't a calculated plan. This is just how she instinctually acts.
Right, and she needs to be told to stop.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Quit being a trifling hoe.
That's fair. Although, but then again, she has something of a redemption arc this very episode, because later on in the episode, she is so fed up with this bullshit relationship. She wants Kazuya. She's committed. She's willing to fuck this man. She wants him right now. He sneaks off to have like a private date with his family and Chizuru. And she, through some system that we didn't really understand how she got the information, it was kind of confusing. Did she read his phone? If so, we're reinforcing the psycho narrative. If he just... I don't know how she got it. But anyway, she shows up to this like date and just announces as of course Chizuru and Kazuya are doing, they're like, oh, we have to come up with a plan. Let's like continue to lie and spin this elaborate web. Chizuru or Ruka just says, I'm his girlfriend. To the grandmother, to the family. And they're thinking like, no, and she repeats, I'm his girlfriend, I'm his girlfriend, I'm his girlfriend, over and over. And at this point, it's when Ruka went fully based. Yeah. She will no longer allow these retarded children and their web of lies to exist because it is now a problem for her. And she needs to destroy it. And every moment in the show, someone is just telling the truth, being honest, moving reality forward to any degree. It is such a breath of fresh air, and it feels so cathartic.
And then it's choked out of your lungs when they immediately undo it, time and time again.
Well, this over the course of, I guess, the second half of the episode, you're absolutely right. In this case, Ruka was absolutely committed. I'm just gonna say that I am the girlfriend, and just repeat that, because it's literally true. But then, Chizuru and Kazuya, they pull like their family aside from Ruka, and they come up with their excuse anyway. They say, here's the thing about Ruka, she's a pathological liar.
It's not even, Chizuru was not involved in this.
You're right, it was just him. It was just Kazuya, to be fair. And I hit the fucking roof when this happened.
It was unbelievable.
You are the pathological liar.
Yeah.
Ruka is fucked up in many ways. She is not a liar, though. You are the liar. And I fucking hate that he's projecting and pushing that onto other people to maintain this fucking web. What are they even defending at the end of the day? The grandmother feeling good that her son is in a relationship, which he is not. He is lying every moment of every day.
It's amazing how much of a piece of shit he will allow himself to be as long as it's in service of this idea that it's for his grandma.
Yes.
You know, like, which doesn't
Maybe it's an
fucking
excuse.
matter at all. She obviously would rather hear the truth. But like, you know, it's just like the way that he actually gets away with constantly manipulating everybody in their situation, and they just end up playing along because he's like, oh, but what about grandma? And like, even
it works on everyone.
Ruka literally goes to grandma, is like going to tell her, and then just through hearing how much grandma loves Chizuru, she's like, oh, well, I guess I too want to keep the lie going for grandma. And it's like, stop.
She finds her excuse.
Stop.
I mean, it's at this point that like, it's just that the writing is clearly just being orchestrated in such a way. No real girl in real life, or man, it doesn't matter. No one would give a shit in a situation like this. They would say, this is a problem for me. We need to just resolve this. And it would be literally a good and moral thing to do, to expose this web of lies. So just do it. You're not defending or making life better for anyone. Grandma, okay, because it's anime, we know she's gonna forgive him. But in real life, people would be really mad if you manipulate them and fuck with their beliefs and expectations of the future. He's gonna get away with it because he's like actually gonna marry Chizuru at the end or whatever, but...
I mean, it's just, even in this situation where like the grandma's reaction to the idea that he has two girlfriends, like she's super pissed off at him. And he talks her out of it because I guess she's not fully convinced that that would even be possible. But like, even her reaction to that is fairly mild, all things considered. Like, sure, she's like, you have to either break up with her or like excommunicate yourself, basically.
She's not even that mad.
I mean, she just expects him to resolve the situation. So, like, obviously, if she found out the truth, her expectation would be
Resolve it immediately.
the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Which should happen.
And to a degree, we are kind of getting to the point of resolving it, but let's see how that goes by the end of this season. So that situation gets resolved. Nothing is resolved. Ruka is just in the harem protecting the lie. We have her reasons for why she's protecting the lie, as shit as they may be. Okay, next episode. So now, we're now back to Ruka's the boy that she went on like the rental girlfriend day with that Kazuya cut her from him or whatever. And now he's reflecting on how sad that friend of his seems to be. So he comes up with a brilliant plan. The most masterful plan I've ever heard. And it is that he will get the girl he like actually loves, that he truly cares for, Chizuru. He will get her to go on a date with that guy to make him not be black-pilled about women and see how great things can be. And I think, in doing so, to be fair, there are some good reasons for it in that he's exposing the fact that he didn't just magically get a girlfriend, so this guy doesn't need to feel bad in comparison to Kazuya. He's revealing that she was a rental girlfriend and is, so he shouldn't feel too down on himself for that. That's fine, but why did he have to cuck himself to teach this lesson?
It was the biggest cuck move I've ever seen. And then he just follows them around the whole time as well.
He's watching them. He's literally I mean, this is true cuckoldry going on here. Yeah. And we see all the stuff. I mean, I don't want to hear this fucking shit about like, oh, it's just a romantic date. She's just a rental. They don't do anything. We see her rubbing up on him, getting those titties squeezed.
She gets her titties all up in his arm.
He's eyeing every inch of her fucking body. I mean, imagine sending your girlfriend to go comfort a friend of yours in his emotional time of need. No, you don't do that. And I can feel I mean, cuckoldry in its worst form is setting in here. Like the erosion of self-respect is happening at an accelerating pace.
For both of them.
Absolutely, because then there's next episode.
It seems as though the more that they are honest to themselves about the fact that they like one another, the less honest they are with one another, and therefore the more weird fucking things they do. Like, I'm gonna have you date my friend, and then the reverse happens, and she has him date her friend.
The next episode, they're like, oh, we're normalizing cuckoldry now. It's fine, it's fine. Look, I know throughout all of human history, people weren't exactly thrilled about people fucking their significant other, but we're past that. It's 2020, baby. It's time to let people fuck your spouse. So stop being a fucking bigot and embrace the times. And so Chizuru, progressive woman that she is, opens her heart and opens her legs to Kazuya's friends as he does, and literally goes on a date because she wants him to. What is going on? And not to mention the fact that this date he goes on with Chizuru's friend to kind of help this shy girl break out of her shell and become a better rental girlfriend. The fact that comes out of nowhere and is not even kind of relevant to the plot. It's only thematically relevant to the theme of cuckoldry that's happening in the story.
Yeah. I do think that this character presents an interesting possibility in that, so she's a new rental girlfriend, she's super shy,
Sumi,
does not have social skills. She is, Chizuru wants him to kind of help her out. And so we see that I guess she's trying to like be less shy and break out of her shell, but the kind of read I got is that like she's too sincere. Like she's going on these dates and trying to just be a rental girlfriend, but like doing romantic things for her is like flustering and like too real in a sense.
I've never understood the distinction. In fact, I mean, I would argue I don't think human beings are capable of making the distinction. I think performance is belief in many ways we act. And if you're acting like someone's girlfriend, those feelings will come out of you to some degree, and it's gonna fuck with you.
I think you're right, and I think that's kind of starts to happen because like through the fact that he is able, like because he is deliberately making an effort to help her, he is successful in doing so, and as such, it's like she's the first girl who it actually makes sense to fall in love with him at all. Yeah. Like where she's actually getting something out of it. She's learning. He's taking good care of her. He even saves her from a gang of rapists at one point in the middle of the bowling alley.
They literally come and lift her skirt and are like peeking at her panties and shit. It was fucked up.
It was pretty fucking wild.
It was more hardcore than I expected the show to get.
So he, like, it was interesting to me to see that there is like somebody who's actually so awkward that they would be able to learn from him, you know? But it doesn't go anywhere because they go on the date and then like the next episode's about something completely different because we have to round off the season. And
so, I mean, maybe they'll continue her story. I mean, she's going to fall in love with him. She's going to be a member of the harem, obviously. She's in the opening, so she's got to be...
Well, and even seeing him out with her is Mami, his ex, the original ex, the crazy bitch.
That's right.
And so she reinserts herself into the story. And at first, she thinks that Kazuya is like two-timing Chizuru and that he's suddenly this like playboy. But then she finds out about the online dating
because he
app.
stupidly, when confronted with her out in public, he gives her the name and gives her all the tools Mami needs to deduce that she's a rental girlfriend.
So here's something I was thinking about.
Idiot.
How does everybody not know? Like, Chizuru is one of the most popular fucking people on this app. We know that she's dating people who go to her school because she went on the date with the main character.
Yeah.
How does every guy in school not know her from this fucking app?
You know, that's a fair point, and I guess that we can only put it on that, sure, it exists, but it's relatively niche. You know, if we went back to episode 1, I wonder, like, what the pattern of discovery the main character went on. Did he have to be, like, Googling for this stuff? Did he have to do a quest of some
it
kind?
seemed like he just found out about the app, downloaded it, picked a girl, it was her.
But would most people do that? Are most people the level of degeneracy that this man's at?
Well, I just think that like this app would clearly be something people knew about. Like,
Yeah,
there's a bunch of hot chicks that you can take on dates. Like, there's plenty of guys who are gonna do that.
But guys, you don't remember the episode where everyone sees her, but she's wearing glasses so they don't recognize her?
Yeah, you're right about that,
Oh,
mysterious
no.
cameraman. I mean, Superman logic is in full effect in the show. That is true.
You're right.
So, hey, touche.
Yeah, I guess they would only know her as the girlfriend and not as the version of her that's at school that
I think
looks different.
That, like, Batman thing does seem to be happening in the show to a degree. So and she does have a false name. She uses a different name when she's on there. So, okay, I suppose that does explain
There's so many of these girls all in this area. Like,
well, let's see, because I've been wondering, why haven't we seen her on dates with any other men? And we finally do in this part. But actually, what was truly kind of the most fucked up thing, even beyond what I had expected, once the legitimate cuckoldry entered the scene, I was already reeling and was floored. Like, oh my god, I didn't expect to actually go this far. And they're both doing it to each other? What? This is just acceptable? This is good now?
Yeah.
And then we just see him I think on a date or with someone else, whatever, and he sees Chizuru walk by, and she's with another guy, and what actually really struck me was this whole time I've been thinking, when we see him see her with a date, he's going to flip out and lose his shit. It was so much worse because he felt nothing. He felt nothing whatsoever, which is the actual worst possible scenario.
His immediate instinct was, oh shit, she's on a date with another guy. Better not let my friends see. It'll blow my cover. Let's get out of here. Like,
because he's entrapped in a web of lies.
Yeah.
He's made so many lies for himself. Nothing means anything. This is why it's kind of good to not, like, what's the word? Objectify relationships, to weave yourself these complex situations where you're lying to everyone all the time because you force yourself to do fucked up things that hurt you and the people around you. Don't be like this man. I could not believe he felt nothing. He felt absolutely nothing. And it's like, do people get into crime because they just really are excited to go out and hurt people and do crimes? No. They find themselves backed into corners. That's exactly what's happening to Kazuya. He's backing himself into corners, and he's gonna have to put some bullets in skulls to protect this secret at some point. It's gonna happen. He literally pimped out his girlfriend to another guy. Pimping happened in these episodes.
yeah, pretty much. He paid for her to date the guy.
He could have just called the friend out and had her there and just explained the situation. But he had to rationalize in his mind how, no, I need him to know the touch of a woman. I know, my girlfriend is a woman. She can make my friend feel happy and like a man or something, even though it's literally a lie. Okay, whatever. A lot of feelings about these episodes.
The guy goes to restaurants now. That's his new...
He goes to Hooters and is having a great time.
He likes women again. So.
You know, because in a sense, I get it. It's making the guy realize it's not that he's such a loser compared to Kazuya.
Right.
Kazuya also is a loser who can't really get a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So That's good. One lie was undone, and that felt healing and good. One friend knew about the lie.
Feeling good.
And we don't have to be mad about it anymore.
There's nothing really inherently wrong with being a cuckold because the key word is that the person who's being cuckolded enjoys watching other people have sex.
But just on the subject of the shy girl, Sumi. Sumi is my favorite of the girls we've met so far in terms of, well, I mean, she just is the most pure and good.
Well, she's the only person who's not fucking terrible in this show so
she
far.
tells no lies. Oh, I mean, this is the thing. Being a rental girlfriend is a little bit of a lying profession just inherently. Right. Because how many times do we see the guy, Kazuya, just walking outside? We hear them about her, about every girl. Yeah. They're like, whoa, he's so lucky to have that girl with her. That's fucking lying.
This. Like, everybody's saying that all the time, but like, again, how do people not know? Because every fucking time this bitch is on the street, people are like, look at her, she's so hot. That guy's so lucky. Nobody ever says, I saw her with another guy 2 hours ago.
Yeah, why do we ever hear that? I don't know.
It seems like she's constantly walking up and down the street with different men all the fucking time.
And see, here's the thing. It's so strange to me that this is the way they would go. We've got we've got Sumi here, and you've got like the old madam, the madam of the whorehouse. Chizuru is coming out and is like, hey, I want you to break in this new girl for me. She really needs that monster cock of yours to teach her the ways of pleasing a man. And I see what's happening to this shy girl, and I'm like, help her, get her out of the situation. Please don't let her become like these other girls, even if it's just a lie.
That was the biggest problem with the whole thing, right? They are just encouraging her to, like, they're actually teaching her to do this stupid job better.
Yes,
like,
and they shouldn't.
Instead of that, he should just be teaching her how to be more outgoing without being a rental girlfriend.
Okay, the premise, she wants to be more outgoing, that's fine. There are so many other ways. Even if you want a job that gets you out socializing more. I know people who have done this in real life. They're like closed in, they're neats, they're sad at home, so they go get a job and it makes them socialize more and they earn money. And yes, this one makes you interact and like do conversation skills more, I guess. Be a waitress. Be a waitress. Yeah. You will engage in conversations and it won't force you to pretend like you care about people, which is definitely fucking with your psychology and making you a fucked up psycho human being. Sumi, please get out, please.
Speaking of psycho human beings, Mami, in the last episode, pulls a scene you were loving.
Oh, yes. Please tell us about it, Shinji.
Yeah, well, Mami shows up. She basically figures out that Chizuru's a rental girlfriend because of the other girl, and takes her out on a date. And she takes her to the karaoke bar that neither of them realizes Kazuya works at.
What a coincidence that was! Right. They literally didn't know. Maybe Mami knew. Maybe?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But so it's a big confrontation where Mami forces Chizuru on this karaoke date, makes her do all the date shit, and is just like really spiteful the whole time. And
it was a thing of pure beauty. Hey, being a rental girlfriend's nothing to be embarrassed about, right? There's nothing to be ashamed of. Mm-hmm. Then first of all, why is Chizuru actively planning on quitting? What is she looking to do on the other side of that? I don't know, just gonna be an actress? Maybe there's some reasons. Why does she feel so guilty when Mami is, and so weird about the things Mami is asking her to do? She's just asking her to sing karaoke. Yeah. What's the big deal? Because it's not about that. It's about controlling a pretty girl to get her to do things she doesn't want to do. It's not normal. It's so strange that they're in this situation. And Mami, in the pure, this is when Mami became the best character in the show. I fucking love Mami now. Her vindictiveness was exactly what the show needed because it's honest. It's not a lie. It's true. This is what a vindictive ex-girlfriend would do. She would find out about this incredibly convoluted, retarded situation and humiliate the girl for putting herself in this absolutely pants-on-head, retarded relationship with her ex-boyfriend that is hurting everyone involved, and Mami was absolutely loving it, and so was I. It was so cathartic.
You're right, it is probably like one of the more believable scenes in the show. Like, it felt like drama, like real melodrama.
I felt real, like, emotional investment in this scene for the first time in the entire show.
Unfortunately, it then goes on because they leave the karaoke bar, they go up onto a bridge, and they have a conversation about Kazuya and their feelings that, of course, doesn't really say anything. This show has a tendency, like, the characters will get, one character will get another character right to the edge, where they're, like, pressing them, they're like, fuck you, fuck your lies, this is what you're really like, isn't it? And then they'll go, well, kinda, or maybe, and then the conversation ends.
And it changes, or they just bail on it.
Yeah.
There was a line as we were watching, Vic said, this is an edging show for edgers, and you said...
This is a retard show for retards.
And it's true. I guess both of those things are true. I just, okay.
I mean, it's definitely an edging show. I mean, it's themed around masturbation. There's tons of pictures of hot girls, but no nudity. So it's like, if you're masturbating to this show, I mean, like...
As with all things, you can do that, but I question the usage of your time.
Right.
Watch something more efficient.
Well, you'd have to be like, you'd probably last like all fucking 12 episodes. You literally could edge through this whole fucking show.
Yeah,
There's no
that's true.
actual pornography in it.
Yep.
Except for, I guess, the scene where he jacks off himself. But,
yeah, it was borderline, yeah.
I mean, like, the best thing about this show is that the character art is so good for the most part.
And the animation's pretty good for what it is.
There's not a ton of animation, but like the individual frames are like beautified.
Yeah.
I kind of though like lost interest in the character designs when I found out that the author literally just takes like fashion magazines and just picks out like the most popular outfits. And so like all the girls dress the same. Like they're maybe minor person, like Chizuru's like a little bit more classy, but they're all classy. Like,
Yeah,
they're all
they are.
dressed as like magazine models. None of them has like a super unique taste or flair. And so you get to see lots of great outfits in the show, but like I always have this feeling of like I've literally seen this on Instagram or like I've literally seen this in a magazine, like
Knowing that that's the case, I guess, makes it a little bit less impressive, because I liked the outfits. I was like, hey, look at all these different outfits they've all got.
Yeah, not to say that it's not like that these girls wouldn't wear those kind of outfits.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
believable.
they would be wearing popular fashion stuff, but like I guess it was just that feeling of I would rather that the characters' outfits were, more reflective of their personalities or more unique from one another, as opposed to just like always looking like a catalog. But still, I do like the designs. I like the artwork. I like getting to see the outfits. So
Sure.
those are elements of the show that work, and there are scenes that work. But overall, man, it's so frustrating to watch these fucking characters.
On the subject of frustrating or not, let's talk about the glorious ending to the show, to the season, because this thing, it seems like it's going to continue, probably. I don't know if there's been an announcement. It's certainly set up for it. So, at the end, after the scene with Mami and Chizuru, so what Kazuya, in his creepy stalker way, is listening to this conversation in hiding, like a coward. And he hears Chizuru on his behalf. Chizuru, in her mind, is saying, I'm a rental girlfriend, and it's more of this shit. I'm a rental girlfriend. I want Mami to get back together with Kazuya because she's his real ex-girlfriend. They can have a real relationship. Right. So in her mind, she's doing it for his benefit. She obviously likes him. He hears this, and he just hears the girl he likes trying to get him with like a different girl, which he takes as she obviously doesn't like me or care about me.
It's so goddamn asinine. Like,
Yeah.
So what put it into Chizuru's head in the first place was like she basically asks him like, what do you think about me?
Right.
And he's like, I like you as a rental girlfriend.
He says that early on,
And she's like, she takes this as, oh, well, I guess that means that you're not serious about me. It's like the level of willful ignorance on the part of both characters to like look at one another's face and hear what they're saying and decide to take it the worst possible way. I mean, granted, like that's what insecurity does to you, and these characters are dramatically insecure, but like,
and they're children. They're just children.
It's the show could do better to make it subtle so that it doesn't feel so frustrating when the character is obviously saying the opposite of what they mean, but the other character just decides to roll with it, even though they can tell. But
absolutely true.
So he basically says to her, like, I still, like, I don't want to completely abandon my feelings of my ex because I feel like that would be bad or something like that, or it would be a betrayal of the feelings he had.
These people are such fucking overthinkers. I can't just like get over my feelings for Mami because that would make it mean nothing. It should mean nothing to you. She's your ex, bro. You're talking to the girl you want to date right now and saying that you're not over your ex. What are you doing? Children.
Well, and
Children.
Chizuru's take on this, like, okay, he literally says, like, he explains it like I just did. That to me in no way signifies I want to get back with her. It's like I feel guilty about the fact that I don't want to get back with her.
You're right. Even if you listen to the words, he is not saying I want to get back. He's making some grand statement about like how he feels that love should be dealt with in general. None of that means I'm not interested in dating you, which he obviously is. And see, I understand that these characters are dense and naive and borderline retarded. That's all fine, and like, okay, the characters are written that way, so should you get mad? The characters are written that way. It's just not fun. It's just not fun to watch characters do this. That's the thing. To him and haw and go back and forth and willfully misunderstand each other over and over and over again in this complex series of misunderstandings and lies. It's all so frustrating to sit through, and I just want it to end. That's all.
Well, it does, and the way it ends is, as stated, he like confesses, and then credits roll, and then it's nothing, and once again...
No, you're underselling it. We get the moment. He says, right at the end of episode 12, he looks straight at the camera at Chizuru and says, "I like you, Chizuru!" And then, big emotional swell, the credits roll. Like 3 minutes later, next scene, we cut back. We were like, oh, okay, we're gonna pick this up next season. Obviously, they're gonna name it Ha, but at least we're left on a movement forward. And then he adds, as a rental girlfriend, he adds the one phrase that undoes all the forward motion that he just made by actually confessing, by just undoing it. And I was saying during the credits, I was like, oh, thank God, there was some movement. Something happened, something changed. This relationship is going to, uncover the truth, and we're gonna change and grow. But no, it literally undoes that at the last possible second before it goes to credits, so that they can just drag out the narrative even more. I really thought for a second it was doing something right, and it really just fucked me in the ass. They knew exactly what they were doing putting that scene after the credits. Is it a fun tease? No! It sucks!
The only part of the end credit, or the end scene that was fun, is when we see Mami in a car with some older guy who she's obviously just fucked, and she's like, boring.
She says the word boring, while she's with him.
Yeah, it's like, obviously Chizuru got into her head, and she's going to start having actual feelings for the main character now. So that's going to be a whole fucking thing. I want no involvement. I will not be watching season 2 of this show.
I think we've done our job.
I would give it like a 4 out of 10, strong 3 to a light 4. It has its moments. The masturbation scene was legendary.
That was a great, There
are scenes that are fun to watch, even though they're frustrating and bad. But like, not all of them are fun. A lot of it is fucking, and we were also watching this like sped up, and it still felt slow.
Yeah, Sumi is a good girl who needs to be saved. She needs to be rescued from this den of villains and thugs. Please, someone help Sumi out of the show and get to fucking like Yuru camp. Just go camp with your friends instead. Please, Sumi. Live a healthy, happy life. You're still a good person. You're not tainted like everyone else in the show. You're not a disgusting liar yet. But the longer you stay, I'm actively worried about this girl.
If you involve yourself with Kazuya, you will become a liar.
Yeah, and I would argue if you involve yourself in the rental girlfriend business, it just sure looks like you either are already a liar or you will become one. I believe Sumi went in with the best of intentions. I'm legitimately worried for her well-being as a human being. I want her to thrive because everyone else is already gone. They've made their decisions. But Sumi can be saved. Don't let Chizuru manipulate you and fucking gaslight you and force you into this just to justify her own decisions in life. Sumi can be saved.
I can't wait for the comments to tell us exactly how her character becomes awful as the manga continues.
Yeah. You like that Chizuru on the same episode where she says, hey, you should help Sumi, become a better rental girlfriend. She's actively trying to get out that very same episode. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about this job...
Bring in someone new, because I don't want to do it anymore.
I just want to say again that I absolutely loved every moment where actual truth broke through the veil of lies. It's like, this was such suffering and pain when there were moments of clarity. It all came crashing down when what's the blonde girl's name?
Mami?
When Mami said, on the date with fucking Chizuru, plants that fucking microphone in front of her face and says, sing for me. And she fucking did it. And she took the money. She knows, Chizuru, you're not all gone, but she felt like a whore. She knew she felt ashamed for what she was doing then. And I'm not saying you should keep doing that. I'm saying better yourself. You're better than that, Chizuru. And that's exactly why she's trying to leave. That's all I got to say. Don't watch this show. It is a painful experience, even though there are some moments that are funny or cathartic, because it undoes the web of absolute agony it's weaving. 3 strong, 3 light 4. That's it.
All right. Well, stick around on the channel for more KHANTEHNT. Sundays and Thursdays without fail. Maybe we'll even add a third day at some point.
Maybe we will. $10 bonus episodes as well on the Patreon. Go check out our OVAs and other things of yore. And have a good time, everybody. See you next time. Bye!